Hi y'all, welcome back to Astro Motivation. My name is JupiterJames, where I awaken the astrologer within you and aim to give you a little motivation and inspiration per your unique placement within your birth chart. You know, I really do feel that before a time of iPhones and iPads and I this and I that, we were a culture and a society that were better able to look up at the stars and understand exactly what was trending within the universe. And so if that sounds good to you, let's get into it. Today we're gonna get into Scorpio in the third house. Now, Scorpio in the third house is going to be for my Virgo rising or anyone who has Scorpio in the third house, but this is going to make for someone who probably is very deep and penetrating within their mind and their speech, okay? They can say things or know things that people have never told them, you know, and you can see into the core of the problem of a situation, okay? Your mind is fine-tuned to dissect others and dissect situations and see into the souls of other people. And so with this placement, it can make for someone who is very penetrating within their speech and within their mind, okay? So, but before we go ahead and really dive deep into that, let's go ahead and separate the aspects. That way we are better able to do more with the information we've been given and we're not just confined to Scorpio in the third house, okay? Because on this channel, we are learning together and I'm teaching the language of the stars, okay? So although you are getting insights into your placement, I want you to be able to read other people's charts. I want you to be able to go out and look at your friends' charts and say, okay, JupiterJames told me Scorpio means this, and JupiterJames told me that, you know, the third house means this. You get what I'm saying? And that way you can do more with the information when you see it come up in different areas of life, okay? So, with Scorpio in the birth chart for me is always gonna show me where transformation will happen for the person through traumatic events, okay? Where this person may hide things or keep things to themselves until the time is right, or where this person may do things to a T and to an almost psychic detail, okay? It's the deep core of things, all right? It's the psychic detail that Scorpio is able to manifest or offer or lend wherever Scorpio is in the birth chart, okay? So remember that. Scorpio is very deep, mystical, it's transformative. It's also an energy of hiding something until the time is right. And it is also an area of life where this person feels friction, and it's just a very intense. This is the intensity of the area of the birth chart that Scorpio is in, okay? This is where this person will experience intensity, where they will experience transformation, where they will experience trauma, but through that intensity, trauma, and transformation that will be induced through this area of their life, it is where they will become masters at it, okay? Because Pluto ultimately is power, okay? And what rules Scorpio is Mars and Pluto, all right? So think about that. Mars is fighting, Pluto is power, okay? And transformation, where through fighting, this person acquires power, okay? And where things that happen to them, they transform. However you want to interpret that, okay? Now, with the third house is your local areas around you, okay? So say you live in an apartment in the Bronx, you live in Harlem, you live in Culver City, California, you live in Los Angeles, California. Wherever you live, it's your local neighborhood, okay? It's where you commute to on your day-to-day basis. It's your local Starbucks, it's your local bodega, it's your local liquor store, it's your local grocery store. It's that immediate surroundings of you, okay? And so with that being said, this is also going to be the family dynamic that you grew in as far as the relation between you and your siblings. It's not the home, it's not the mother, this is you and your relationship with your siblings, how you are with your siblings, okay? Who were you and what was the dynamic between you and your 4 sisters and brothers? What were you? And you will be the Scorpio version, okay? With that, this is gonna show me that you were the Scorpio sibling, all right? You were the sibling that people were like, I'm scared of her or him. We just gonna leave that one alone, all right? You're that, you are that, okay? But now, what happens when third house is in Scorpio or Scorpio's in third house? This is gonna make for someone, for my Virgo risings, and I'm gonna try to not really make it all about the Virgo rising because this is a specific Scorpio in the third house video. And this is also gonna be for people who have Pluto and Mars in the third house. But for Scorpio in the third house, you are going to be someone who is very deep and penetrating with your thoughts and with what you say. You are someone that probably has the advice of all the advice, all right? You are someone when people call up, they can give you 2 pieces of information and you will already have summed up what that person that you don't even know that they're talking about is, what they are capable of, what their intentions are. People don't really even have to give you a lot of information in order for you to know exactly what is going on, all right? And that is over the phone, that's in person, that is just who you are. And this probably really comes out when you are with your family, all right? When you are with your sisters and brothers, you are probably that sibling that even though everybody's happy and having a good time, you're the one that in your mind, you'll probably play along, which is probably very hard for you, but you are someone that you're going to be very just like, why is everybody happy? How dare they be happy and we're just in this situation like this and we have these unresolved issues and everyone's just so happy and like they're so fake, and like I'm gonna be that sibling that's not fake because everyone else is just being so fake and everyone just wants to, you get what I'm saying? You're gonna take on that aura, you are. So if you don't realize that about you, this could be why that is, and that's because you have Scorpio in the 3rd house. Scorpio in the 3rd house, it's gonna make for you to be the black sheep of the family. You could be the I don't wanna say of the family, I wanna say between the siblings, okay? It's gonna give black sheep energy. It's gonna give the sibling that is always deep and brooding or always is saying something that is throwing off the dynamic, like, and you're probably the sibling that, you know, they keep out or that they don't want to invite to the party, because when you do come, it's an air of you're gonna say something that they don't want you to say. They just want to keep the peace. And it's not that you don't want to keep the peace, it's just that you don't want to be fake and you want to get everything out in the open. And if you can't, then you just feel like I'm being fake and everyone's hiding something from me. You don't like secrets, and you will find that your siblings keep a lot of secrets from you. But this placement with that as regards to the siblings, you're just gonna have to understand and accept that you are coming at things from an angle of a lens of they are wrong first, they are guilty first before they are innocent. And if you want to change that dynamic, know that it starts with you. Know that it starts with you to kind of give people the benefit of the doubt. Even though you feel things, sometimes you need to play along to get along. And if you want to get along with your siblings, this is what you're going to have to do. You're just going to have to play along to get along. Even though you may know something is wrong, even though you may know that this person is doing this or this person is, let them. This is not, as long as they're not trying to do it to you, as long as they are not trying to inflict this upon you or do these things to you, then you should, I'm gonna call my mom actually, because she has this, and this is what she goes through with her siblings. And now that I'm even sitting here doing this video, I'm just like, whoa, like I need to call my mom and like let her know this. But yeah, it doesn't have to be that way. You don't always have to come in so aggressive or so Martian or Plutonic, okay? With Mars and Pluto, you're going to be seeking power through you being kind of somewhat subtly aggressive with your siblings. You're just gonna take on that energy and through that lens without you even knowing, all right? So I want you to be careful of that. And if they deserve it, if they truly deserve it, then do that. But sometimes it's just gonna be a family gathering where they wanna eat pie and you're like, well, why are they serving cherry pie? When they know that cherry pie is something I don't like. And it's not that deep. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna really wanna dissect things to the T, and they just don't need to be that way. But moving on from the siblings, with this, your mind is gonna be very fine-tuned into other people's trauma, okay? You're gonna really know what other people's needs. If you are a Virgo rising, this is why Virgos are very critical, okay? Virgos are critical because their Scorpio is in the 3rd house. This is why a Scorpio rising is very critical, because they have Scorpio in the 3rd house, okay? And that is gonna make for them to have this very detailed psychic insight into other people. Have you ever been around a Virgo rising and they just know what you need? They know how to serve you. They know they know how to serve you, and it is because they are pinpointing, they're using their Scorpio in 3rd house to see into the core of the problem. They know exactly what you need and they know how to fix it. They know what they can be with you one day out of a week or whatever. They could be with you for 5 minutes, honestly. And they'll go, you know what you need? You need to drink more protein, because that's probably why you're sore and why you're tired and why you go into your job and you're angry and you're upset with everyone, because actually you need to be drinking protein. That's a Virgo rising, because their Scorpio is in the 3rd house. Their mind is fine-tuned to see into everything in this level of detail. With everything they're around, they're gonna see everything into this level of detail that others will never see, because their Scorpio is in the 3rd house. I can't stress that enough. So when they are out, listen, when they are out, when a Scorpio in the 3rd houser is out around going from place to place, I want to say this is a blessing and a curse with this Scorpio in the 3rd house, because what makes a Virgo so good is that they are able to see into the underlying currents of what people need, all right? But at the same time, they can be a little bit too aggressive with it. They can be a little bit too penetrating with it, to the point where it makes them come off a certain way or be seen a certain way, that like, oh, you're too critical of others. Look, you are strumming my pain with your fingers, and I didn't ask you for that. I did not ask you to tell me that I'm a certain way, because I didn't ask you that. You know, like, you're gonna give that energy of like, you're gonna tell people what needs to be said so that they can help, so that you can help transform them. But sometimes people are not gonna ask you for that. And it's like, everyone doesn't want to be seen in that way, and that's why Virgos get the air, or Virgo risings get the air of, you know, being critical. But you are critical because you are able to see into the core of a situation, and sometimes what you say and how you think can be very penetrating and very disarming for others, because they're like, I didn't ask you for that. Now in the situation, in the event that people ask you, do away with it. Give them what you know they need, all right? But sometimes people are not gonna wanna know that very deep and insightful information to that core, because when you do it, unless you have Venus in that 3rd house, it's gonna come out very aggressive. I've been around a Virgo rising friend who they'll say stuff, and although I know that they wanna help, I'm just like, damn, did you have to say it like that? Did you have to tell me about me like that? How you gonna tell me about me like that? Like, but that's because Mars is ruling Scorpio and Pluto is ruling Scorpio. So it's gonna give that flavor of just like, ouch, like, damn, okay, relax, I'll drink my protein, damn. Okay, so be aware of that. Now, if this sounds like you, let me know, Scorpio in the 3rd housers. Are you someone that sees into the core of people, situations, places, and things? Are you like this with your family members and your siblings foremost? Is it hard for you to see the good in your siblings? Is it hard? I need you to really tell me right now, okay? Tell me if that's you. You know, now that I'm doing this video, my mom has Scorpio in the 3rd house, and my brother does too, and I'm seeing the dynamics play out between how my mom is with her family members and how I am with my brother, you know? I can tell that being on the other end of that, although I know my brother has very deep and insightful things, he may come at it from an area and an angle that is very penetrating and is very harsh. And so that causes me, even though I love him, to stay away, because it can be a little frightening at times. It can be very just like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't know how this person is feeling today, even though they feel great and they feel well. And now that I think about it, I also have another friend who is a Virgo rising, who they are like this with their siblings as well. They love their siblings, but there's a rift there because they have been either ousted or black sheeped or this way. And I know you mean well. I know you mean well, my Virgo rising, because you do mean well. But try not to be this way with your siblings, you know? Try to come at it from an angle that you do with your friends or that you do with your job, and really try to get on that level, that emotional level. Don't take your emotions or vulnerability with your siblings as a way of losing power, because you can fall into that territory. If they see you, if your siblings see you for who you really are, that maybe you'll lose power, maybe you'll lose your angle of control. So allow your siblings to love you, allow there to be peace, okay? I'm not saying that you're responsible for the peace, because it takes two to tango in every situation, but just try, you know? Continue to be insightful though with your mind. Continue to be penetrating. Continue to see into the undercurrents of what people need, because with this information you can be someone who is a very good writer, a very good communicator, a very what you do with your voice and what you do with that knowledge and that insightfulness, you can do to change people for the better. Okay, you can write out meal plans. You can be a judge. You can be a great lawyer. You can be a great singer or artist. Anything you do with your voice and your mind, you are going to be someone that can be very you can offer change for people on a very microscopic soul level. So continue to be that way. I'm just giving you some forewarnings and some you know, potholes along the way that you can be looking out for when you see these things play out. You can go, oh, I see, okay, that's the angle that my siblings are coming from. Oh, now I see why people when I do try to help, people look at me a certain way. This is why. Try to offer what you offer in maybe a better, in a more balanced, graceful way. Try a little bit more tact when you do it, because although you mean well, it can come off very it can come off very Martian and Plutonian, all right? And this could also be a good thing, okay? With Scorpio in the 3rd house, you can be someone that can err on the territory of a brilliant mind. You are, I don't want to say this, but you could be someone who a manipulator can't get over on you, because you're already manipulating them, all right? You already know. You're like, look, I got this in the bag, brother. You better go find another idiot to deal with, because I'm not the one. You're very cunning in your mind, okay? You can be very cunning and very, very good and sharp with your mind, and what you're thinking you can keep to yourself. But without further ado, let me know if this is you in the comments, okay? Let me know if this sounds like you, and if this is you, give me a planet that your Scorpio in the 3rd house is in. Don't give me an angle, don't give me a degree, don't give me 5 planets that your Scorpio in the 3rd house is in, okay? Give me 1 planet that you are very curious about, because y'all be getting very sneaky in those comments trying to get little birth charts out of me. But give me 1 planet that you're iffy about, or that you're really curious about, and I will write back to you what you could be experiencing with that Scorpio in the 3rd house, okay? But that was my video. I really do hope that you got some encouragement and inspiration from this unique placement, and I will see y'all on the next video, all right? Y'all have a great day. Bye.